Hello Reefers, welcome to today's video. Today we talk about what I usually do when I leave my home for a couple of days. It's the Thanksgiving weekend and I know a lot of us are traveling around, so let's make sure our aquarium and reef tanks are always nicely up and safely running. The first thing to make sure my tank or my tanks are both all the time running is that I make a big maintenance. So that means I clean all the pumps, like the pumps who return the water to the main display, the skimmer, any kind of additional pumps or wave makers I have in the system. All those I take apart completely and clean them, because especially the pumps, it can be that because of debris and because of calcium buildup and stuff like this, that they just stop working, and that's obviously the last thing I want to do. Or want to have while I'm away, that I don't have any circulation in the tank. What I would say is I have to do that at least 1 to 2 weeks before I even leave for vacation or something like this, just that I can then the rest of the week make sure everything is running smoothly. I think the worst thing anybody can do before they leave to vacation is literally the day before they leave, make a change somewhere on a pump or something like this, because you could miss the setting, you could plug it in differently, you could have an electrical issue or something like this. So let's just make sure that stuff is running smoothly, and then we can enjoy our vacations much better. My second advice or thing I learned is to not change anything inside or around the tank. So I don't want to inside move any corals around. I don't want to add another fish. I don't want to add corals. I don't want to add another additive or something like this. If I maybe have issues with algae or something like this, I don't want to try out new things I never did before. I don't want to, definitely not want to change any lighting schedule, light schedule or something like this. Yeah, just to be on the safe side and let the tank run like it was running the last couple weeks before. So no changes. My next advice for you, especially if you leave more than just a couple days, is setting up an auto feeder. On my tank, I actually have the auto feeder all the time because I just like to get in quite a lot of nutrients. So I have that running once or twice a day with some little pellets inside. But if you don't have an auto feeder and you just set it up for the vacation, just make sure you also set that up a couple weeks before, and that you can monitor how much it really drops, and that your fish and everything really even likes the food and eats the food, not that it just kind of dumps it somewhere on the ground. And I would also not take any random food. I would take the food you always use before, just kind of to make sure the tank keeps a nice balance. Then my next advice is having either a little camera system or a very friendly neighbor or reefer friend who visits your house all the time. I actually use these little camera from Wise. I think they are from Amazon, and they're only around like $20 or something like this. I put them on the wall behind here to kind of check out the tanks. I also have one of the cameras in the sump all the time, so I can, because they have a night vision mode, so they see, even if it's dark inside, I can see all the time the level of my sump. I can see the skimmer and how high the skimmer is, so in case it would kind of malfunction or overflow, I can have a look at it. I could switch it off with the Apex system. And what I do on these little cameras, especially when I have them outside, is because they obviously have not the best lenses inside, so when you make a picture of the camera or a video stream, it's very, very heavily blue. So what I bought also from Amazon is, it's just kind of a orange foil. It's actually probably like that large here. You don't really need a lot. So you can cut out the little square piece and then just tape it on the front of the camera, so you have actually a proper picture without all the blue light in it. And the last one, maybe a very obvious one, at least if you're familiar with reefing, is to make sure you fill up your RO water, and also to make sure your RO water reservoir can hold water for the time you're out of town. Because if the reservoir is too small and you run out in the middle of it, it actually doesn't even help you that much. But I'm sure you can check that out a couple weeks before, how many days you can go. I have I think it's a 7-gallon bucket, and with the 7-gallon bucket I can go more or less 6 to 7 days. This time we only leave for around 3 days, so that's not a problem at all. But if you have to go longer, you have to make sure somebody is either filling you that up, or you have maybe another backup plan for this. The thing with the RO water is I had actually, funny story, when I very early started the reefing, I had a small little BioCube 16. I was lucky enough that it had like a closed top, so the evaporation of the water was not very high at all. Because back then I didn't actually even knew that I had to top off any water at all. And I think when I came back from the vacation, it was kind of, the pump was constantly sucking a little bit air inside, so I was literally on the last, on the limit there. So just make sure RO water to top off the tank is readily available and ready to use. So that's more or less all I do to leave my reef tank alone if I go to vacation. If you have any kind of tips or tricks, please leave that in the comments. I always am eager to learn new things, and there's a big chance that I miss something, and you maybe say like, oh, Thomas, definitely do this and this because it helped me to prevent a disaster one day. I would be definitely very happy to learn that. But happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, and see you next time.